His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Sri C.B. George, is on the way and would now be offering floral tributes to the father of our nation. Madam Joyce C.B. offering floral tributes to Gandhiji. His Excellency would now be hoisting our national flag. I would request everyone to rise for the flag hoisting and national anthem. Please stand up. Yeah, you may be seated, please. His Excellency would now be joining us in the auditorium. Good morning, His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Shri C.B. George, Madam Joyce, senior officers, distinguished guests, media personnel, colleagues, and esteemed members of the Indian community from around the world, including here in Kuwait, who have joined us virtually. On behalf of the Embassy of India, Kuwait, I welcome all of you to the 75th Independence Day celebrations of India. May I now invite His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Kuwait, Shri C.B. George, to kindly come to the podium and read out Honorable Rashtrapati Ji's speech and also deliver his own remarks on the occasion. Sir.
Good morning, everybody. I will read out the address to the nation by Honorable Rashtrapati Ji on the eve of the 75th Independence Day delivered last night. मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, नमस्कार. My dear fellow citizens, namaskar. It's a matter of great joy for me to wish all Indians living in India and abroad a very happy Independence Day. This day has a special significance as it marks the beginning of the 75th year of India's independence, for which Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav is being celebrated. My hearty congratulations to you all on this momentous occasion. Independence Day is a festival of freedom for us. This was made possible by generations of freedom fighters, some known, many unknown. They made great sacrifices. Today, you and I breathe under free skies thanks to the heroic deeds. I bow in respect to the pious memory of those brave martyrs. Our nation, like many others, suffered great injustices and tyranny under foreign rule. What distinguishes India, however, is that the character of our nationalist movement, led by Mahatma Gandhi, was based on the principles of truth and non-violence. He and all other national heroes provided us with an invaluable blueprint to not only liberate the nation from colonial rule, but also to rebuild it. Gandhiji's struggle was for a return to Indian ethos and for human dignity. Now, as we look back to the 75-year journey of our republic, we have reasons to be proud of the considerable distance we have traveled. Gandhiji taught us that slow and steady steps in the right direction are preferable to rapid strides in the wrong direction. The world looks up at the miracle of India, home to the plurality of traditions and yet the biggest and most vibrant democracy. Dear fellow citizens, in the recently concluded Tokyo Olympics, our sportspersons have brought laurels to the nation with their stellar performances. India has won the highest number of medals in the 121 years of its participation in the Olympics. Our daughters have achieved world-class excellence in playgrounds, overcoming many adversities. Along with the sports, epoch-making changes are taking place in the participation and success of women in all walks of life. From higher educational institutions to armed forces, from laboratories to playgrounds, our daughters are making their mark. In the success of our daughters, I see a glimpse of a developed India of the future. I urge every parent to learn from the families of such promising daughters and provide opportunities to their daughters also to explore avenues of growth. Like last year, this year too, the scale of Independence Day celebration may be reduced due to pandemic. The intensity of the pandemic has come down, but the coronavirus has not yet gone away. We are yet to come out of the devastating effects of the recurrence this year. Last year, with exceptional efforts from all, we had succeeded in bringing the spread of infections under control. Our scientists had succeeded in developing vaccines in a very short time. Therefore, at the beginning of this year, there was every reason to be hopeful as we launched the largest vaccination exercise in history. Yet, due to the new variants and other unexpected factors, we suffered from a terrible second wave. I am deeply sad that many lives could not be saved and many more suffered immensely in this phase of an unprecedented crisis. I speak for the whole nation when I say that I share the grief of all the affected families with the same intensity. The science is coping with this invisible enemy of terrible might with remarkable speed. We can take solace from the fact that more lives have been saved than the lives lost. It was our collective determination to overcome the challenge that helped us see the weakening of the second wave. Once again, our corona warriors, the doctors, nurses, and health workers, the administrators, and others risked everything to contain the impact of the second wave. The second wave brought our public health care infrastructure under stress. The reality is that no infrastructure, even of advanced economies, could withstand a crisis of such enormous proportions. Efforts were made on war footing to plug the gaps. The leadership rose to the challenge, and the government's endeavors were supplemented by initiatives of the states, private sector healthcare facilities, the civil society, and others. In this extraordinary mission, foreign nations shared the essential generosity, just as India had reached out to many nations with medicine, equipment, and vaccines. I am grateful to the global fraternity that came forward with a helping hand. Due to these efforts, the nation breathes a sigh of relief with the return of a semblance of normalcy. If we have learned our lessons well, we know that this is the time of extra care and caution. We shall not let our guard down. Vaccines are the best possible protection science offers to us. Under the world's biggest vaccination campaign going on in the country, more than 50 crore fellow citizens have been vaccinated so far. I urge all eligible citizens who are yet to get vaccinated to do so at the earliest and also inspire others. Dear fellow citizens, the economic impact of the pandemic is as disastrous as its health impact. The government has been concerned about the lower middle classes and the poor, as well as about the small and medium industries. It has been sensitive to the needs of the laborers and of employers who have been facing hardships due to the lockdowns and movement restrictions. Sensitive to their needs, the government had taken a series of relief measures last year. This year also, the government had distributed food grains to about 80 crore people in May and June. This benefit has been extended till Diwali. Moreover, the government has announced a new stimulus package worth Rs 6,28,000 crores to boost the selected COVID-affected sectors. In particular, it is heartening to note that an amount of Rs 23,220 crore is being spent over 1 year for expansion of medical facilities. It is also heartening to note that rural India, particularly the agriculture sector, has kept growing against all odds. In a recent visit to my ancestral village Paraunk in Kanpur Dehat districts, I was quite pleased to find that better infrastructure is being developed to make life better for people in rural areas. The psychological distance between the urban and the rural is now much less as compared to the past. After all, India lives in its villages, which cannot be allowed to lag behind in development. That is why special campaigns, including Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi, are being implemented for the welfare of our farmers. These efforts are consistent with the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India. With abiding faith in the inherent capacity of the economy, the government has further opened up defense, health, civil aviation, power and other sectors. The government's new initiative to promote eco-friendly renewable sources of energy, particularly solar power, have won praise around the world. If there is an improvement in the ease of doing business, it has a positive impact on the ease of living for all. In addition to these, special emphasis is being given to public welfare. For example, the dream of having a home of one's own is being realized thanks to the rupees 70,000 crore credit-linked subsidy scheme. The series of agricultural marketing reforms will empower our Annadata farmers and help them get better price for their produce. These are some of the measures the government has taken to unleash the potential of every Indian. Dear fellow citizens, a new dawn is rising in Jammu and Kashmir. The government has initiated the process of consultation with all stakeholders who have faith in democracy and the rule of law. I urge the people, especially the youth of Jammu and Kashmir, to utilize this opportunity and work on realizing their aspirations through democratic institutions. With all-round progress, India's stature is rising in the international arena as it was reflected in our participation in several key multilateral forums, as well as in consolidating bilateral relationships with several countries. Dear fellow citizens, when India won independence 75 years ago, many skeptics thought democracy would not survive in India. Little did they know that roots of democracy were nurtured in this soil in ancient times, and even in modern times, India was ahead of many Western nations in offering franchise to all adults, regardless of any distinctions. The founding fathers had reposed their faith in the wisdom of the people, and we, the people of India, have made India a strong democracy. We have adopted the system of parliamentary democracy. Therefore, our parliament is the temple of our democracy, which provides us highest forum where we discuss, debate, and decide issues for the well-being of our people. It is a matter of great pride for all Indians that our parliament will soon be housed in a new building. It will be a fitting statement of our outlook. It will honor our legacy while also walking in step with the contemporary world. It is more than symbolic that the new building will be inaugurated in the year of the 75th anniversary of independence. The government has planned many initiatives to make this special year memorable, and the most exciting of them all may as well be the Gaganyaan mission. Pilots of the Indian Air Force have been receiving training abroad. When they fly off into space, India will become only the fourth nation on the planet to carry out a manned space mission. When it comes to the flights of our ambitions, we don't let any limitations define us. Yet, we keep our feet on the ground. We acknowledge that we still have a long way to go in realizing the dreams of those who won the freedom for us. Our Constitution neatly summarizes those dreams in 4 words: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. We must strive for more equality in an unequal world, more justice in unjust circumstances. Justice has come to encompass a larger range of connotations, including economic and environmental justice. The road ahead is not easy. We will have to negotiate many twists and turns, but we have the benefit of incomparable guidance. It comes to us from diverse sources, from the venerable seers of millennia ago down to the sages and leaders of more recent times. In the spirit of unity in diversity, we as a nation are following the right course. This vision, derived from the unique Indian heritage, is going to be helpful not only to us but to the whole country in this century. Modern industrial civilization has posed serious challenges before humankind. Climate change has become a reality of life, with the seas rising, glaciers melting, and temperatures soaring. India is proud of not only adhering to the Paris Climate Agreement, but doing more than what the country has committed to protect the climate. However, the world desperately needs a course correction. This is why the world is increasingly turning to the wisdom of India as created by the authors of Vedas and Upanishads, as depicted in the Ramayana and Mahabharata, as taught by Lord Mahavira and Lord Buddha and Guru Nanak, and as reflected in the lives of the likes of Mahatma Gandhi. Learning the art of living in tune with the nature requires effort. Gandhiji says, but once you establish a relationship with the rivers and mountains, birds and animals, nature reveals its secrets to you. Let us resolve to listen to this message of Gandhiji and also to make sacrifices for the sake of the land we live in. The spirit of patriotism and sacrifice was paramount among our freedom fighters. They faced all kinds of challenges without caring for their own interests. I have seen that in the face of corona crisis, lakhs of people have taken enormous risks to protect others. With the spirit of selfless service for humanity, I convey my profound appreciation for all such COVID warriors. Many of them succumbed to COVID-19. I pay homage to them. Recently, on the occasion of Kargil Vijay Divas, I wanted to visit the Kargil War Memorial, Dras in Ladakh, to pay homage to our brave soldiers. But due to bad weather, it was not possible for me to reach that monument. On that day, I paid homage to our brave soldiers at the Dagar War Memorial in Baramulla. That memorial has been built in the memory of all the soldiers who have made the supreme sacrifice in their line of duty. While appreciating the valor and sacrifice of those brave warriors, I noticed that the war memorial has a motto inscribed, Mera har kaam desh ke naam, which means each and every deed of mine is for the nation. All of us should imbibe this motto as a mantra and work with full devotion and dedication for the development of the nation. I would like that all of us to come together to take India forward on the path of progress with the spirit of keeping the interest of the nation and society foremost. Dear fellow citizens, I extend my greetings especially to the members of the armed forces who have guarded our nation, guarded our freedom, valiantly and gladly making supreme sacrifice when necessary. I also extend my greetings to the members of the Indian diaspora who have represented the motherland well wherever they have made home. I once again congratulate all of you on the eve of India's 75th Independence Day. While celebrating this anniversary, I cannot stop my mind from imaging a powerful, prosperous, and peaceful India of 2047 when we will celebrate 100 years of our independence. I wish that all our people come out of the difficulties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and move ahead on the path of happiness and prosperity. एक बार और आप सभी को मेरी शुभकामनाएं. Once again, my best wishes to all of you. Thank you. Jai Hind. Dear friends, we all join our Honorable Rashtrapati Ji in congratulating each other on the 75th Independence Day of India. I will say a few words pertaining to our community and our relations with India, between India and Kuwait, which is very relevant to us. My fellow citizens, friends of India, on the occasion of the 75th Independence Day of India, I extend my greetings to all Indians in Kuwait. Let's join our 1.3 billion brothers and sisters in India and millions of Indian diaspora abroad and billions of our friends across the world to celebrate this occasion. I thank His Highness Sheikh Nawaf Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah and Crown Prince His Highness Sheikh Mishal Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah for hosting our large community in Kuwait. I thank the government of the state of Kuwait and our Kuwaiti friends for their efforts and support in strengthening the bilateral relations between our two countries, and also for the support in our fight against COVID-19 pandemic. 75th Independence Day is a significant milestone in the history of our nation. We Indians in Kuwait celebrate this anniversary along with the 60th anniversary of establishment of our diplomatic relations. During this special anniversary year, we will work towards further strengthening our relationship with Kuwait, which is an important country in our extended neighborhood. We have been celebrating this India at 75 and India at 60 with a series of activities starting from blood donation camps and various awareness and motivational seminars and amazing cultural programs in digital format. Almost every association and group have come up with at least one program to celebrate these milestones in the history of our nation and in the history of our relations with Kuwait. We are steadily on the way to meet the target to have 750 events to mark the 75th anniversary and 600 events to mark the 60th anniversary. I congratulate each one of you who partnered with us to organize a series of events to celebrate India in Kuwait and to further promote our long-standing dynamic partnership. Despite the constraints of COVID-19, our diaspora continues to celebrate India here. And each time we project India, we are contributing to inspiring a new generation of Kuwaitis and other foreigners to engage with and visit India. Dear friends, during the last 1 year, there have been several high-level political exchanges between our leaderships. The visit to India of His Excellency Foreign Minister Sheikh Dr. Ahmad Nasser Al Muhammad Al Ahmad Al Jaber Al Sabah in March this year, and the visit to Kuwait in June by External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar were landmark visits that helped us rekindle our bilateral relationship and to set a roadmap for taking our relationship to a new higher level of partnership. They established a joint commission meeting at the level of foreign ministers to be held annually. This is a major step in strengthening the institutional mechanism for cooperation between our two sides. In coming weeks and months, we will continue to strive to further strengthen our long-standing dynamic partnership with Kuwait in political, economic, cultural front while building on our unique people-to-people connect. I would like to mention the efforts of various platforms that we set up, like the Indian Business Network, Indian Professionals Network, Indian Cultural Network, Indian Sports Network, and Indian Readers Network in promoting our partnership with Kuwait. Despite many challenges, we are getting so much support in promoting India in Kuwait. Today, as I am speaking to you, more than 100 buses are crisscrossing Kuwait, showcasing India's promotional advertisement with zero expenditure by the embassy. Such initiative by our talented entrepreneurs need to be appreciated and thanked. I invite you all to continue to contribute in these efforts in celebrating India in Kuwait and build our business partnership. We have set up a new high target to expand our exports to Kuwait, and I am working very closely with IBPC and our professional associations and groups to achieve this target. I am confident that with their active support, we will be able to transform our buyer-seller relationship into a mutually beneficial economic partnership. Dear friends, India and Kuwait have always stood with each other in times of difficulties. You heard Honorable Rashtrapati mentioning about the support India received during the second wave of COVID crisis. Our cooperation between India and Kuwait in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic is the best example of what a traditional partnership of two countries can do when faced with exceptional challenges, which is to help each other unconditionally in times of need. We have seen the arrival of emergency medical team from India in Kuwait in April last year, arrival of Made in India vaccine in February this year, and the sea air bridge taking oxygen cylinders and LMO tankers to India with personal engagement of the leadership of the two countries and the support of our vibrant Indian community in Kuwait. All these are reflective of the unique partnership that exists between our two countries and peoples, which I hope to further strengthen. Dear friends, this month I complete 1 year of my stay in Kuwait. I thank the Indian community in Kuwait and our many associations and groups for the support extended to me individually and collectively to undertake my responsibility as the representative of India in Kuwait. Last 1 year has been one of great partnership between the embassy and the community, and I look forward to further strengthening this partnership for the welfare of our community. I thank all my officers and all staff members at the embassy and their families for working towards making our mission a really home away from home for the Indian diaspora. Each one of them has been contributing to transform our mission into a truly people-friendly mission. We have been interacting regularly with the community through our open houses and also during the several events we organized physically, virtually, and in hybrid format. We also had many opportunities to connect with each other through social media and through emails and our 12 WhatsApp helplines. In coming days and weeks, we will continue our regular interaction and also take measures to further intensify our engagement. We will have a special open house on Friday, August 20th, when we commemorate the ICWF Day in Kuwait. So I would like to be very brief in my remarks today. Dear friends, this has been very difficult year for most of us. We lost so many of our brothers and sisters in Kuwait, in India, and all across the globe. I express my heartfelt condolence to the families and friends of those who lost their dear ones in Kuwait. I thank our medical professionals, our doctors, our nurses, and other frontline warriors in the fight against the pandemic for their selfless service. I am fully aware of the many challenges they face, and it is a priority for us to address their concerns. I will be failing in my responsibility if I do not place on record my heartfelt gratitude and appreciation for each of our community associations and groups, starting with our Indian Community Support Group, ICSG, IBPC, Indian Doctors Forum, IIT IIM alumni, ICAI Kuwait, and many of you who have individually and collectively contributed in supporting those in need. We have also seen how each one of them have contributed to our efforts to supply medical oxygen to support India during the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic. You would also recall that a few weeks back, ICSG had offered to pay rupees 1 lakh to each of the families of the people who passed away due to COVID-19 pandemic. Let me mention that today, when I speak to you, payments to 65 low-income families have already been made by the ICSG, and more are on the way. This is their commitment. This is their determination that should be appreciated and acknowledged. I should also mention the efforts of Indian Doctors Forum, IDF, to generate awareness about the COVID-19 pandemic and the services of many doctors who continue to support the community through teleconsultations and also visit our shelters regularly for medical checkup of the people there. Let me also mention that there are so many unsung heroes who are silently extending a helping hand to support those in need. We in the embassy continue to be fully conscious of the difficulties faced by many of our brothers and sisters and our children due to COVID-19 pandemic. Let me conclude by saying this. We may not have solutions to all your problems, but we in the embassy will continue to do everything that is humanly possible to help our brothers and sisters to do everything humanly possible to help our brothers and sisters in need. We will follow up each of the issues with the authorities in India and in Kuwait. I am confident that we will be able to return to near normalcy very soon. Your feedback and your suggestions are very important for us. I would like to repeat what I said from this very podium during my Independence Day address last year. Those Indians who need help and support are not liabilities. They are not strangers. They are our brothers and sisters. They are not problems. They are our priorities. Let me assure you, these are not just empty words. These are our solemn pledge, which we will strive to achieve every day. I thank you all for joining us today. Once again, I wish you a very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Jai Hind! Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, sir. His Excellency the Ambassador would now be garlanding the bust of Mahatma Gandhi at India House and would also launch a special tree plantation drive on this auspicious occasion. May I request the distinguished guests and our friends in the media to follow His Excellency to the India House. tributes to Gandhiji. Mr. Rajpal Tyagi, a prominent member of the Indian community, offering floral tributes to Gandhiji. Prominent members of the Indian community offering floral tributes to Gandhiji. With this, we come to the end of the program. I thank all of you for joining us today, especially those who have joined us online on our various social media platforms. Thank you and have a good day.